Macmillan Audio presents The Lazarus Files, a cold case investigation by Matthew Mcgough. Read for you by the author.
To Catherine, Hudson, and Declan, for lighting my way. Penetrating so many secrets, we cease to believe in the unknowable. But there it sits nevertheless, calmly licking its chops. H.L. Mencken, Minority Report. Part 1. Sherri, John, and Stephanie. Chapter 1. The Aftermath. February 24, 1986. Sherri Rasmussen, a 29-year-old hospital nurse, was just one of 831 people murdered in Los Angeles in 1986. Sherri's husband, John Rudden, came home from work at 6 p.m. on Monday, February 24, and discovered her lifeless body. Sherri and John had been married for only 3 months. The young newlyweds lived in the Balboa townhomes, a well-kept but nondescript condominium complex in the Van Nuys section of Los Angeles. Van Nuys was a middle-class community in the heart of the San Fernando Valley. As late as the 1940s, Van Nuys was mostly sun-baked farmland. After World War II, its orange and walnut groves were uprooted for vast tracts of single-family homes. Practically overnight, the character of Van Nuys changed from rustic to suburban. Major companies like General Motors and Anheuser-Busch built massive plants in Van Nuys that employed thousands. Prosperity fueled more development until few traces remained of the once bucolic landscape. The streetscape that supplanted it was flat and unglamorous, with broad boulevards lined by all manner of businesses. The 1970s brought more change to Van Nuys. Many single-family homes were torn down and replaced by higher-density apartment buildings. Violent crime increased. From 1970 to 1975, the LAPD's Van Nuys division averaged about a dozen homicides per year. Over the next 5 years, the Van Nuys murder rate doubled. The Balboa townhomes, built in 1980, were well secured compared to other residences nearby. A 6-foot wall surrounded the entire condo complex, which spanned the 7100 block of Balboa Boulevard, a major north-south thoroughfare through the valley. The only gaps in the wall were a locked pedestrian gate, which opened by key or from inside by buzzer, and an electric car gate. Past the car gate was a paved interior driveway bordered on each side by rows of 3-story condos. John sensed that something was wrong as he pulled up in his car that night. Their unit's garage door was open, which was highly unusual, and no cars were parked inside. John knew Sherri had called in sick to work that morning, so there was no reason for her car to be gone. The pavement in front of the garage door was strewn with broken glass. To John, it looked like auto glass. It reminded him of a minor driving mishap Sherri had a few months before, when she clipped her car while backing out of the garage. John wondered if she might have done something similar, like broken her taillight or side mirror. John figured maybe she took her car to get fixed and forgot to close the garage. John and Sherri had had a burglar alarm system installed just 2 months earlier. They typically armed the alarm only when they were both out and before they went to sleep. When John left for work at 7:20 that morning, Sherri was still in bed. John had not thought to set the alarm or to make sure that their front door was locked. The front door unlocked automatically when opened from inside. If they didn't manually lock the door afterward, it remained unlocked. John and Sherri rarely used the front door, mostly only to let the cat in or out or when they had guests. Their friends tended to use it because it was closest to the condo's visitor parking. Sherri's younger sister, Teresa, and her husband, Brian, had visited with Sherri and John the day before, a Sunday. Teresa was 5 months pregnant with her and Brian's first child. During the visit, Sherri gave her a present, a maternity bathing suit and swim cap she bought to encourage Teresa to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?